Okay, this problem from the module review says, upon graduation from college, Amy goes to work for an accounting firm. Her starting salary is $30,000. She's been promised a yearly 3% raise as long as her performance is satisfactory. Amy plans to save 10% of her salary for the next 20 years. There's two questions here. What will be the total amount she earns over this time? And disregarding interest on her savings, how much will Amy save after 20 years? So I just wrote down the first few years. So the first year she's going to make $30,000. The next year she's going to increase by 3% of that original amount. So you calculate 3% of 30,000 and add it to 30,000, you're going to get 30,900. If you calculate 3% of 30,900 and add it to 30,900, you get this one, and so on. So I want to be able to tell if this is arithmetic or geometric. So the way we do that is we take any two that are right next to each other, and we divide the one on the right with the one on the left. So as I do that, and I type it in my calculator, I get 1.03. And to double check that it's consistent, that it's a common ratio, let's choose the first two and divide these. So if I take 30,900 divided by 30,000, I'm also going to get 1.03. So that tells me my common ratio is 1.03, and so this is a geometric sequence. So the way we write the nth term formula for a geometric sequence, to find any number term, so if we were trying to find how much she would make, in her 19th year or whatever, we would take a sub 1 times r to the n minus 1. So what we know, a sub 1 is 30,000. And then we would take my r, 1.03, and raise it to the n minus 1 power. So that would be the formula if I wanted to find out how much she was making on any given year. Well, what it asked here was what would be the total she earned. So I want to add all these years together. I want to take the first year plus the second year plus the third year plus all the way up to a sub 20. I want to add these all up. I don't want to do it by hand. So there's another formula we can use. And this is one that will be given on your formula sheet for the exam. If you notice, last exam it's on the formula sheet for that, and it will be on the final exam as well, formula sheet. So it's not one you need to memorize, but we need to know when to use it. So this is the formula for the geometric summation of a geometric sequence. So it says I can take the summation of all these n terms. So I want to add up actually 20 terms here. So instead of s sub n, this will be s sub 20 because I'm adding up 20 terms. And I need to take a sub 1, that's the first amount, 30,000. Multiply it with 1 minus the common ratio. So the common ratio is 1.03 to the n power. Since I'm sorry, it's a little messy. Since I'm adding up 20 terms, this will be 20. And then it's all over 1 minus r. Again, r is 1.03. So typing this into our calculator will give us the sum of all of these terms. And it turns out to be 80,600, let's see, nope, sorry, 806,111.23. So over the course of 20 years, that's how much money she will have made. And then if she saves 10%, we'll take 10% of that because we're not taking into account interest. So that's $80,000 about that she will have saved by saving 10%.